Hey, Marty, how's it going? Riley, how you doing? ¿Cómo está? John, hang on a second. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Just had to let the cat out. I've got an outdoor cat. He likes to be in the train room sometimes. Well, tonight I thought I'd switch my yard because I finished my work for the day, my trains for the day, and now I got to switch everything around the yard and the spurs in the yard. So that's what I was going to do tonight. I actually have I've built a morning uh, shift and then an evening shift. So I did all the morning stuff. So this is really the morning yard switching, but even though it's evening. So hey, Dwayne, how you doing? So I guess my track seems to be dead. Why? I probably got a short somewhere, and I don't know where. Something's laying on the track. I'm going to unplug the power and see what it is. Something stupid I did, I imagine. Something like leaving the, no. Sometimes I do my coupler height checker and I leave it on the rails. Well, this is really strange. Hmm. Yeah. Hi, how's it going? MSI Hunter. So, I have got a short somewhere all of a sudden, and I can't figure out why. Isn't that strange? Okay. Make sure these engines aren't on the track. So those aren't even on the track. Wow, isn't it odd? So I shut it down last night and I had no short when I shut it down. So why do I have one all of a sudden? Because I just started it up. Ah, the mysteries. The mysteries of model railroading. Hey, Nathan. Wigwag, how's it going? Hey, Rick, how you doing? So, like I said, I all of a sudden have a short, and I don't know why. Huh. Let me plug it back in again and see what happens. Yeah. Okay, I didn't touch anything, but the short's gone. Go figure. It's not Halloween. Halloween was a few days ago. I shouldn't have spooks in here. Very odd. No, I'm from Louisiana, but I just live about 60 miles west of Louisiana right now in Longview, Texas. So I'm not far away. Yeah, Heat's not even here. It's going to be hard to blame him. Yeah, Nathan, it's getting cold here too, believe it or not. It's supposed to be down in the 30s tonight. Oh, okay. So where are you planning a trip to? Hey, Scott. Well, Nathan, I can do that. I haven't done one yet like that, I don't think. I mean, I did a live stream where I showed all my locomotives, but I think I'll probably do, maybe I'll just do a short video and show my locomotive fleet. Oh, so you're probably going to be down south Louisiana, then I would imagine. Well, not if you're going up to Arkansas. You'd be coming up. Yeah, just depending on where you are in Louisiana, we can get together. Absolutely. Like I said, I only live 60 miles from Shreveport, so. Nathan, I'm modeling 1976 is the specific year I'm modeling. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jason's up in Arkansas. Yeah, it just depends on how you get up there. You could be fairly close or not. All righty. It's time for me to get busy. So, probably be easier if I show it on the screen. Wow, how about that, Nathan? That's good. Florida's nice. And November is a good time to go there. Okay. So this is, hey, Mr. John, how's it going? So that is my so this is what I am looking at doing right now. So here's my list of cars that I have to move and the tracks from, to, and to. So this is, I hope everybody, can you see that on your screen? Hey, John Schoolkill, how's it going? Yeah, I know. So this is my manifest I'm looking at. And I don't know. I'll probably just start and try to do. I'll pick up these 7, 9, 10, 11, and move those first, since those are down at the far end of the yard. Yeah, so my I don't know if you can see it with me in the way, but So I've got those. Some of those cars down there have to be moved. So I'm going to use my Jeep 9 here to move them around. Take my glasses off. I can usually see better. Unless I'm reading. All right. Make sure my switches are thrown correctly, or I'll make a mess. I'm gonna have to get a couple out of my way. I'm gonna have to get this consist out of my way first. And I think I will move it up here. I don't have to move these two cars, so I'm just going to take them all with it. I'm going to put these back on the track here. I had them off because I was programming a engine the other night, and I didn't put them back on. There we go. I can get my switcher moving. My oldest model, I don't know. Actually, all of mine are kind of old, believe it or not. It's all new old stock, most of it. I imagine my two Stewart engines are the oldest ones. I got two Stewart F units, so I would imagine those are the oldest engines I've got. So I've got to get these two here. So I'm going to grab those first. And if I threw my switches the right way, that would really help. So I've got to get these two. I've got to get this and this. So it's going to be fun. I think what I'm going to do is get this one first and put it out here, and then go back and get the pull the UP all the way back and get it out. Actually, I should put it in yards and things, what I should do. Trying to remember how to do that. I think it's function 15, but I'm not sure. So TCS decoders have a yard mode or switching mode, which, like a real locomotive, you don't have as much momentum. So it doesn't take as long to reverse directions and that kind of stuff. Now let's see if I have enough room to back up with all these cars. I think I might. Oops. So I don't know why these came uncoupled. I need to pick those up real quick. The switchman wasn't watching what he was doing. So. Well, oh, plastic couplers. You gotta love them. It's funny, I got plastic couplers on both cars. That doesn't usually happen. All right. Okay, so this box car, the Astoria plywood box car, um, will go to track 2 and the gondola, both go in track 2. So I'm going to make sure all my switches are flowing right. So I know if I've got Katie's to put on everything. I just haven't done it. Like everything, you got 10,000 projects going on. All right. So we're back up, and it's going to go on this track here. Maybe. There we go. So, can mark those two things off. And I'm not trying to ignore the chat, guys. I'm just, if I look at the chat, I won't pay attention to what I'm doing, and we'll have wrecks all over the place. But you might enjoy that. All right, so let me go get. I'm going to go pick up this one and this back here. Probably. So the tank car goes on to both Katie box cars and the CN box cars. So I'm going to leave this right here. So that switch, because when I come back and get the Katie, we've got to go up here first. that's backing up. Let's see what am I missing. Night, Dwayne. Yep. So, yeah, Tom, the yard's fine, and Drew, the two new turnouts are great. I haven't really had any problems with them at all. The my yard has the ladder has number 6s, but now all my crossovers are number 10s. So if I had trouble with number 10 turnouts, I would be wondering. Hey Ken, how's it going? That would be great, wouldn't it, John? Just put a bunk right under the yard. I'm sure sometimes my wife wants me to do that. I'm going to stand in the way, you can see all the action. Push that Katie boxcar back so I can put those other 3 back where they belong. Okay, so now I got to come back and get this one. That should be fairly easy. And that's all I have to pick up from down at this end. So. I think I've got some. I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 to take back up there. One on track 7, this first track, and then 2 up here. But I'll do that after I finish bringing everything up to the class tracks. Yes, it is climate controlled. It's the shed's insulated, and I've got a heater / air conditioner. Which is good on a night like tonight because it's starting to get chilly here. Okay, so the tank car goes on track 2, and then the 3 box cars go on track 1. All right, Ken. Yeah, Nathan, I know there's some KCS locomotives that survive, but not in KCS paint scheme. And for the life of me, I can't remember which ones. Maybe I should move the camera a little further back so See a little more what's going on. All right. So now there's stuff I got to pick up off of this spur track over here and move. So this is always fun because I've got a slight grade on this, and so it's got to pull everything up that hill. Usually it's not too bad. Freezing in New Orleans. Yeah, 64 is freezing in New Orleans. So I've got to pick up 4 of these tank cars down here. Let me shoot it all on the track. Sometimes the cat likes to knock stuff off the track. What about that? Looks like it did it. So this one's got to go. Got my glasses and see which 4. UP, GATX, actually, all of them have to go. So I thought it was just 4, but it's all 5. So I think what I'll do is I'll just back those up on track 3 where they belong. Which is this track. Yeah, they do that, Nathan. They get worn out, get old. You only rebuild them so many times. I am really shocked that Jeep 9 pulled all this up that hill and around that curve without any problem. But it did. So this one goes on track 2. So that's convenient. since I'm right here. All right, I think. Yeah, okay, that goes to 6. I'm just gonna push that back. Oops. See, that's what happens when I'm not paying attention. Yep, you're right, John. Actually, the Rock Island also, believe it or not. And, well, it was the Cotton Belt, yeah. KCS Cotton Belt, Rock Island. I think that was it. I can't remember whether the Mopac went through there or not. They did, because I remember TNT was down there. So, yeah, Mopac would have done it. Yep, Mopac also. For a small city, quite a lot of railroad activity. Most of it was paper products and that kind of forestry products. That was the major stuff. All right, so everything's got to go back. If I can get everything back on this spur without messing things up. No, there's a couple I missed up at that other end, so I'll go do those real quick. I don't know why I missed them, but I did. Oh, did he? I didn't know Heath was going live tonight. Oh, well. I'm sure we're not competing on subjects. So, unless he's doing his shack. Because sometimes he, I know last Wednesday he was talking about cameras and stuff like that. So. All right, so let me see what I got to pick up. So, that's a good idea. All right. You know what? I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to use my main and get down to the other end of the yard on that. I'm trying to keep it as low tech as possible. So one camera and the laptop camera if I need to switch to that. So. All right. What do I got to pick up from one? I got to pick up the SP box car. This one, the 60-footer. Just indeed, I got this gondola. Yeah, that's right. Just had to make sure I'm thinking in the right order. Yeah, You were asking earlier about the switches. I love these new switches. They are incredible. They were, they're Walther's switches, but um, they're the Shinohara design. So I think that's why they're so good. My only complaint with them is they put the switch stand extensions on the wrong side for a ladder track. If they put the switch stand extensions on the other side, then they would have got, they would have been right 75% of the time. The way they are now, they're wrong 75% of the time, so you have to cut them off. Which isn't too big a deal, but I'm going to have to come down to the other end and get this one so I'm in the right direction to push it back. But I'll drop these off on track 11 where they belong, and I'll worry about the other one. So let's see, the other one. Gotta make sure I know what I'm doing before I do it. Takes this old brain sometimes a little bit longer. Have to study it first. Basically, all you're trying to do, it's a puzzle, and you're trying to do it in the least number of moves you can do it in. So. And sometimes the least number of moves isn't always the best, though, because then it gets confusing. So I might do a few extra moves more than I would have to, but I'll get it pretty close anyway. Make sure they're thrown correctly. So those two are going to have to go on this back track here. Now these two gondolas here, those need to go back over here to track 4. So I'm going to go ahead and pick those up. Luckily, they're at the tail end. All righty. Night, Ken. So, Nathan, if you're still there, these places, for the most part, aren't around. Alexandria Yard doesn't exist any longer. KCS moved their yard a little south of town to Latanier, Louisiana. And then all of Alexandria's yard is ripped up. The paper mill that I switched to, there is one down there that closed, so it's not an active service anymore. So basically, no, nothing exists anymore that I'm modeled, which is sad, but it happens. So what I've got to do, I've got to pick up this Lehigh Valley boxcar. And move it as well. Yeah, that's it. At least it's still here. You know, preserved here on my layout. Make sure that this is all set. There's always something in the way, though. That's the bad thing. So, this Pickens boxcar is in the way, so I'm going to have to pull forward, drop the Lehigh Valley off on the yard ladder, and then push the Pickens boxcar back in. Wait, I wasn't paying attention, see? And I left my cards behind. Trying to pay attention to my heater. Yeah, I can push the pickings back. So those two gondolas go on track 4, and the Lehigh Valley goes to 4 as well. So I'm going to have to push the gondolas up from this end and take the Lehigh Valley and go down to that end. I think I'm going to have to go around. Oh. All right. So after this, I have 4 more moves to do. So one of them, is this tank car. I'm going to throw it over here on track 6 because it's got to be last to go in. All right, so from track 2 is where we're going to pick up everything else. It's this track. So I have to pick up this boxcar. This grain hopper. And this hopper. Again, plastic couplers. Not paying attention to what I'm doing still. There we go. Now those 4 cars have to go over on this spur track. It's a Jeep 9. Technically, it's a Jeep 7. That particular locomotive was a Jeep 7 was in an accident, and when EMD repaired it, they repaired it with a Jeep 9 body, although all the internal stuff's a Jeep 7. All right, so what I'll do is I'll move these onto the main line and then position those like they're supposed to be positioned. I'll move the camera back just a little bit more since all the action's going to be up at this end now. There's no turn it up and you can still see everything. Since these spurs are first in, first out, I've got to get the cars in the right order. Next time, it's going to be a pain for somebody else. Because then they'll have to move everything around to get to what they need. All right, so that's going to go. Tank car is going to go all the way to the end to the raw oil facility. And then this box car, I don't know if you can see it yet. It goes to the lumber yard, so it's next. Now I'm going to put these two box cars in at the lumber yard, and then the those two grain hoppers go to my feed and grain. Right. Almost there. This will be the last move I have to do. Push these back, drop those two off, and then bring them up and push the others back on the spur, and then we'll be done. Right. Grab onto those few cars and pull them up and push them back on the spur, and we'll be done in less than 2 hours. And without any major mishaps. That's the good thing about it. No derailments and that kind of stuff. I think I will just back him up over here, and then that'll be it. All right. Done for the night. That kind of gives me an idea, too, how long my switching job will take. So, Yace, what up? You just missed it. You just missed it, Jason. I was doing the yard switching job. Oh. So let's see, from when I started, we're a little over an hour and a half, an hour and 35 minutes. Oh, yeah, I can make plenty of them. I'll have at least 5 or 6 waiting when you get here. So, thanks, John. You're still watching too. Good. I knew there was a few people still watching, but everybody was quiet. I didn't know what was going on. So anyway, I got through that one. Yard jobs can be, like I said, they can be kind of a puzzle sometimes. Figuring out, how to do things in the least number of moves. Oh, yeah, that's right, Jason. Bring your U50. I guess I'll have to do some mainline running. That's not much of a yard switcher, is it? Yeah, that was I like doing the yard switching jobs. They're I think maybe even better than running on the main line. And I have some more to do. I mean, I've got to switch the paper mill again, and then I'm ready to get into my evening runs. So I what I have is I have two locals that run, and then a yard switching job. Um, a turn to the refinery, and then I have the next two locals, and then a yard switching job. So, you'd like to film my switching? Anytime. I just filmed it. It would probably be better if you had somebody, for real. You had somebody here working a camera, but it's hard to work a camera and do this kind of stuff because you just have to pay attention to what you're doing. Even trying to think about the chat, um, it's hard to do. I just, at least for me. So. Yeah, John, anytime you want to drive up here, you're more than welcome. Yeah, that's right. It's fun though. I enjoy it. That's why I wanted to make sure, when I built my layout, I had a good sized yard, and that's what I've always wanted. I mean, I remember from the time I was a kid, my first train set was a small oval with one switch, and it was on a 3.5 by 4.5 layout that fit under my bed. So, uh, I remember I took it apart one day because I bought like 3 or 4 switches, and I took it apart one day so I could see if I could build a yard on that little 3.5 by 4.5. And that was my first reality check on how much room switches take up. Because it would have, I would have had 3 or 4 switches and no track basically. So that was a real reality check. So, yep. So that's why I said whenever I built my last layout, I've built some other layouts in between, but this last one, I said, I've got to have a big yard. And that's what I did. So that's why I've taken up one whole side with a yard. And it worked out just right because the number of class tracks fit the number of industries I have. So that's, it worked out perfectly. So I have one track assigned to each location, basically. And then I do have some spurs in the yard, though, so you can still switch in the yard, things like that. But it's nice not to, Jason, it's nice not to have derailments. Believe me. Yeah, since I've replaced these switches, I've just had hardly no problem at all. Yep, 30 feet, that's about what mine is. It's maybe about 28 feet, you would imagine. 6, yeah, about 28 feet long. Yeah, and it is not long enough. If I had 60 feet, that would be even better. Hey, Shay, how's it going? 40 feet. That'll be great, Jason. 40 foot's a good size for a yard. So mine is almost prototypical length for Alexandria. Believe it or not, Alexandria was a small yard. It was mine's 28 feet. If I had about 32 feet, it would be the exact length. So I would need to be able to about, I guess, about 5 more feet on. So, and it would have been the prototypical length of the real yard I'm trying to model. But my backyard was only so big and my pockets were only so deep, so I went with what I could get. That's it. Yeah. Well, that's it. Most yards are pretty big. I mean, there's some small yards around. Like I said, Alexandria, it would have ended up, it's about from end to end 34 feet in HO scale. So, 30, 33 feet, something like that. So I could almost get it, but oh, they had a hump yard, yeah. Alexandria was just kind of a midpoint on the Shreveport sub. Well, Shreveport sub and then the Minden sub came together at Alexandria. So, and there was a lot of interchange there with the Cotton Belt, the Mopac, and the Rock Islands. So. Yep, it is. It's cool tonight here. Tell you what, it's been nice and cool. There you go, Oliver Yard. Now that wasn't KCS's yard, was it, or LNA's yard? I forget the name of the yard that LNA had down there. Kind of jealous. A friend of mine that also models KCS, LNA, he lives up in Kansas and he's using his basement. So he's got the whole length of the house, which was, I forget whether he said it was like 60 or 80 feet or something like that on one side. Man, that would be great. But one day too, I've got to get the our Oliver Yard's Norfolk Southern. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the name of the yard LNA used down there. Can't remember it off the top of my head. I know it was there probably up until 2000 or so. But I'm happy with what I got. So I really am. I don't think I could have done any more because I ain't going to finish this before I die. So. So Shay, there's a good intermodal yard up right on the Tennessee-Arkansas border. And Jason might know the name of it. Yeah, Lake Lunch Train. There you go. Jason, do you know what that intermodal yard is right up there? on the border of Tennessee. I can't remember. But I always thought that would be a good yard to model. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a fairly large intermodal facility, and it's I think it's on the Arkansas side, if I'm not mistaken. So, but you can use Google Earth and zoom in on it. It would be a great yard to model. Man, that's a lot of yards. You're gonna have to have a big building. Your railroad's gonna be all yards. Okay, so is the UP one the one on the Arkansas side? Yeah, because I think if you're modeling and want to get as close to scale as you can, it's better to try to find a small yard to do that with. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking about. That's the one I'm thinking about. Yeah, that's another reason I decided to go, with Alexandria is because I knew the yard was smaller. I could go. I was originally going to do Minden Yard up by Minden, Louisiana, and it would have to be about twice the length. I figured to scale it was about 60 feet, so plus it would have to be about 7 feet wide. So that would be cool, an operating lift bridge. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to call it a night since I got this switching just wore me out. Yep, that's it. That's a good point, John. Alexandria is completely flat. Minden's fairly flat. I mean, you're starting to get into the foothills there, the Ozarks. Not really the foothills, but just the pre-foothills to the Ozarks. That's good though. Building those smaller yards, you can get them pretty close to scale and make them look really good. So, and I've fixed my car problems by having a interchange track, and with that interchange track, the program just dumps cars off on it and then pulls them back on. So that helps me to keep cars off the layout. Too many, because now my yard's not overly full. As you can see, it's not. So it's which was a problem when I had all my cars in the yard. But anyway, you guys take it easy and have a good evening, and I will see you next time. Yeah, that's why it would be cool. You could do it around around a corner or something. So. All right, guys, take it easy, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good night.